might be getting one of these later. I love churros. Bitch, I can fuck a churro up. Not me dreaming fuck in front of little kids.
Oh my God. All right, guys, welcome back to Curly Views for Yous. This is Curly. I have family members who have been like incapacitated to the point like they needed hospital care. I've provided home health care for family members. Everything from, administering medication down to staying up with them all night. If they needed to use the bathroom, I'd help there. There were no zinc corners, with my care. I was in there helping, which is something that I look back on now, and I feel very lucky that I got to spend those moments, even if they weren't the best, still spend those moments with somebody that I loved and I cared for, and they felt that, and they felt that love, they felt that care. They didn't feel, the cold corner of a sink. I'm still flabbergasted by that whole thing. Again, why I needed to take a little hiatus from Amber, because just it's too much to know what's going on, and then to see the fakeness being spewed at us constantly, to see the lies told to our face constantly. But I'm here for her downfall, which is definitely here, the beckoning is here, and I love it. It's been a great ride for the past week or two. Again, we're reiterating the fucking schedule that we've heard 18,000 times. Again, we're talking about what she's I don't care. So we're gonna go through that.
I wear because my lips are super tiny. With the shape of my lips and the color of my skin, in my opinion, I don't think a lot of lip colors look good on me, so
I wish she would put that amount of thought into what she's doing to herself. I just left her a comment, and I hate even interacting with her channel because it's giving her the traffic. And that's another one of my frustrations over the past week or two, is that, I was watching the video on my own, and I know it's only one view, sometimes two if I need to go get some screenshots, but still participating in the traffic that her channel was getting, it just wasn't sitting right with me. So I was waiting to watch her through reaction channels, like most of us do, because she doesn't deserve our view. She needs to be again, YouTube, where's the justice? Just divvy up all her viewers amongst the reaction channels and put her offline. It'll be great. She's such a danger. It's really weird. But I wish you put more, as much thought as she's putting into this whole lip color, skin tone bullshit into her weight. We're literally witnessing self-deletion in slow motion. And that makes me very uncomfy, because I've been studying and watching a lot of domestic violence, not content creators, but I've been watching a lot of the, the Darvo and the coercion and all of that information since probably for the past couple years, since it was brought to my attention that previous partners, as well as some family members, as well as some previous friends of mine, definitely were doing that, whether it was consciously or subconsciously. They were definitely, that was their form of abuse. So seeing Amber just blatantly out here doing it and self-deleting in slow motion, it's so alarming that YouTube is allowing her to still carry a platform, still, quote unquote, earn a paycheck. It's bad, Amber. It's really bad.
we're picky with that. But this is Maybelline New York. This is in the Super Stay Matte Ink, which I do enjoy this brand for sure. This is in the color 15 Lover, and I'm definitely a lover girl, so...
Hearing that, definitely think she's trying to flirt with somebody. There, unfortunately, and we saw this with Emily, there is no shortage of abusers in the world. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody sees Amber as a target. I wouldn't be surprised if she sees somebody as a target, and then uses her abuse tactics to reel them in, and vice versa, just like we saw with Emily. but it's, oh God, it's so bad and icky.
It's working out perfectly. Since it's spring now, I spend a lot more time outside in the spring and in the summer. We're back on the sunglasses on top of the head era, which I think is super cute, so do not come for me.
To live in such a delusion while having thousands of people tell you you're wrong and your delusion is false. How do you live? How do you go forth in the day and still interact with the people that say everything you believe in is incorrect? Okay, what you're doing is wrong. How do you still go forth and pretend to put on that persona? I mean, I guess at the end of the day, as long as she's eating something, then she feels fine, right? So even when she gives us her little cheeky, I'm not going to change anything, this is me. It's her delusion built up so much over 35 years.
Pantsless, hair up when I do my best cleaning. All right, so I did it, and this right here is just a bag of trash and some boxes on top of my wagon because I like to take my trash to the dumpster myself.
What?
Oh my God, my mouth is so dry. I've been yapping at the bits.
Oh my God.
Moving on. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I am so fucking sad right now.
I don't know. Like I've said, I definitely take the ankle approach to this. If that's mean, then whatever. I'm going to be mean to Amber because I fucking can't stand this bitch. And there's people that are like genuinely suffering and at the hands of their abuser. And she's worried about a lip color. Like, you know, we all know that's not what Beck said. And quite frankly, that's not what she implied either. They could have been very vague and not said jack shit regarding the potentiality. I don't think that's the word. The potential of Amber having cancer. So what's really fucked is that Amber has this traumatic fucking event and then doesn't change her life. Like, there's these canon events that happen in our lives where you get to make a choice. And every day we wake up with these choices. Every minute you get a choice. And you either choose, you choose. And there's just infinite outcomes. And nobody knows really what's going to happen. I don't care what her tarot cards tell you. I'm so pissed that she does that shit. Me as a spiritual girly, like, I'm trying I'm letting her, slip off of me and not holding on to the animosity I have for her. And I'm sure many of us have, because cancer's so prevalent in everybody's lives. And I mean, if it hasn't touched you personally, somebody it has. Beck didn't say that she didn't have cancer. Beck said that they didn't know the minute information that was being given to Amber. And I'll be 80% sure that Amber doesn't even know what the doctors were saying to her. Yeah, she's reading off, from her chart or whatever, but the comprehension skills are not there. So I wouldn't be surprised if she just didn't comprehend anything that was happening to her. They told her they're going to take out, and then she just had them do it. Some of us had family members who didn't get a chance. And when somebody who gets that next chance out of something as detrimental to somebody's life as cancer, she's done nothing to change. If anything, she doubled down and said, all right, fuck it.
4 days. I vlogged it. Beck did not leave not one time. There was a constant nurse or doctor going in there talking to me about everything.
Then how was Beck being abusive to you if she was in the hospital with you?
I was there. It makes me think, what was our relationship? Like, the fact that Beck can sit there and straight up not, force.
She was your caretaker, just like you said. She was with you in hospital for days. She was with you for years, where she did health-related things for you daily. The relationship that you had with her is that of a caretaker and an invalid.
money so bad that they have to like continue the speculation train.
And then here's Amber still trying to say that Beck's trying to make money off of her cancer. I don't care how the fuck Beck needs to make her money. Okay, when you are online as a public figure at 600 fucking pounds and you monetize the horrors that you put your family, friends, and people who want to care about you through, I don't give a fuck what you feel. I really don't. Like, you're a piece of shit, Amber, and you deserve to be treated as such. And I love that Charlie is going to, dog walk you. I love that for you. I love that the ankle just shits down your throat and you love it. Like, I love it. I absolutely do. Like, that's what feeds me, is the outward disdain for this monster.
Just goes to show that they genuinely did not care about any single thing in my life.
If somebody submits a question to Amber, can they ask her, I want to know what type of media she's watched. Her interpretation that if she were thin, she sees herself in LA being successful. She didn't say what she would be doing. I mean, this is really fucked up. I'm going to say it because, again, like, I'm allowed to make fun of her, right? Because free speech or whatever. I'm going to make fun of her in a horrible way because she's just a horrible person. I could totally see a timeline where Amber is, she's whatever, still, she's over in LA. She's making it work as a little teeny bopper, what have you. Again, I don't know how she would even get into that realm, especially because she didn't have parents who would put her in those types of rooms if she was a kid. But anyway, I just, like, she would be the one on the documentaries who's like, yeah, I got my friend into it and I brought them with me because, I really liked Mr. Weinstein and what he was giving me. You know what I mean? Like, I'll leave it there. But that's unfortunately the type of person I see this monster as. Like, I see her as somebody who will make a false report to a police station about somebody. I just see her do disrespectful. Oh my God, I love it. I'm leaving it in. I see her doing really disrespectful and despicable things to get by, and at the detriment of people around her. Like, she would throw anybody under the bus.
All right, guys, let's turn this vlog around to more of a positive vibe. So I'm gonna be surprising my mom. As you guys know, she loves bingo, so I'm gonna surprise her with
There's literally nothing positive about Amber. If you take away her pets, and that's it. There's nothing positive about Amber.
bingo bag and more daughters because all of hers are running out of the ink. So the bingo bag that she has now is black and it says bingo all over it. It's super cute. I got it for her like a year and a half ago. I was like, Mom, let's get you in your girly era. So I got her this pink one and then I filled it with so many daughters. Like, it is filled, and I love how this bag is just like a never ending bag because there's so many in there and she still has room for so many.
Like, you can't even like organize them in the little holders and stuff. Like, that gives me such anxiety with the ink being on its side like that and then the inside of the bag just getting tore up. But Amber doesn't care about things like that. I grew up in my first 10, 11 years, well, my life, but I had somebody try to intervene in my preteens, but I was pretty much set in my ways. But I didn't go totally feral like this bitch. Like, I didn't, thank God. But I definitely was a very independent and still continue to be fiercely independent because I essentially raised myself until that, a family member came in, intervened. But again, I was already in my preteens and I never talked about, any of my emotions that I had regarding my neglectful and abusive parents, I should say. So anyway, personal belongings to me, I never really had any because I was too young to understand, what the responsibility meant to keep those things. And I was also too young to argue if those things were perhaps taken from me to be sold for drugs. I don't know if it was between my mother, it could have very well been my brother as well, because he took after her more so. My half brother took more after her. But I do remember that I've had piggy banks stolen from me on more than one occasion. Like I would just come home from school and the money would be missing, but the piggy bank would still be there, or the whole thing would be gone, or, it was just anything. There was always an excuse to take, there wasn't many opportunities that I was afforded that things were like given, and I hope you don't know. So when I get something, like I like, and especially if I care about it and it has like a sentimental value to me, like I value it. And it could be something as simple as like a band that I love. I bought a hoodie for myself as a teenager, and it was probably one of the most expensive purchases that I had ever made. And it was something that I thought about for so long because it was so expensive to me, and I had to save up my own money. And, at the time I was working, like I started working when I was like 14, 15. And I saved my money up and I took care of it to the point that it's still like in pretty fair condition to this day. And it's over 20 years old. And when I see people like be so frivolous, for me, I got to look at it and be like, well, why is that making me uncomfortable and blah, blah, blah. And that's why it makes me uncomfortable, because I've never experienced that, where I have never in my life thought if I were to get a cat, I would get a cat and I would replace the litter box every month. Like I never thought of that. That had never crossed my mind that was an option, So to change the mentality and let the lack go, it's difficult for me. So in this example, like to give her this bag, which, I mean, that whole thing with the daubers, I don't even know what daubers are going for. And I come from a bingo family. But I mean, we'll just say an even $50 in daubers, which I could be really lowballing that. And then that bag was probably $20 to $30. So that's like $50 there that she's, just offering somebody a gift, quote unquote. But we all know it means something else to her. It's just a control tactic. But still, like, to me, I'm just like, it gives burning money. Even her washcloths, I'm like, wait. You're telling me that for decades, that's probably why I needed to take a break too. It was a lot. You're telling me that for decades that this woman has bought washcloths to wipe her ass with, right? Now, I'm under the assumption that, Beck said that they had to wash them in there. But I think that was just something much like a lot of us do to further, embarrass, quote unquote, embarrass Beck. When they're genuinely a good person, just trying to be your fucking caretaker, you ungrateful fucking bitch. God, I hope Amber has the day she deserves, because she is just, like, she deserves to look like she makes people feel. Yeah. I do like to buy things. Like, I'm not good with money, like finances and stuff. I get by. But it's something I need to work on for sure. And I did it for a couple years. I actually did the, and this is when I should have started my YouTube, and I kind of wanted to, but I didn't. But I've done they call it the envelope method or whatever. But David Ramsey is a financial person or whatever that used to be on the radio. I actually think he's still on the radio. Anyway, one of the ways that he's developed, and quote unquote developed, like we all could just come up with this, but one of the things that he marketed was an envelope system to get over your debt and, save money, save for your future. And I did do the envelope system. I was really into it. And this must have been like some of the ADD and stuff coming out, because I was like really into it. Like I was holding down 3 jobs. I ended up paying my car off like 8 months early, my car note off. It was successful for me. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the most thriving of environments, being in an abusive relationship. And once we were back together, it was like gone, like all the good habits and things that I put in place.
Have you considered that your refusal to do inpatient treatment could be linked to a drug addict's refusal to do rehab? No, because I actually think doing inpatient would be fun. I know a lot of people are going to be like, fun, that's really the adjective you're going to use for that. The only reason why I choose not to do inpatient is because it is extremely expensive and I have a job. Not only do I have a job I have to do to keep the roof over my head, the electricity running, and the food in my fur baby's stomach, but I have fur babies that need to be taken care of. I know the I's could be dot and the T's could be crossed. Like, my mom could probably watch my fur babies, but like, it's the job thing for me. If I was to be able to go into inpatient and be able to vlog my whole experience and upload, still make an income so I can still pay my bills, then I would do it.
She said no immediately, like, perked my ear to the point that I'm like, she's fucking lying. Like, that's her inflection, and now she's gonna lie, you know? I don't know. Amber just sounds like a drug addict.
God, it hurts so bad. You guys know me. I waddle when I walk, so now I'm having to, like, waddle and limp. What did I do? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, she's on the bathroom. Let's give her. Oh, she's done. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, though. Like, the more I have walked, like, down this block, the better.
There's definitely no way that Amber's picking up shit.
I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but like, I never remember my dreams. It's very, very rare. But I woke up remembering my dream, and it was traumatizing, and it felt so real. So in my dream, I was in a lake swimming, and all of a sudden, a shark bit my leg. And I know people say you don't feel pain in dreams, which is actually kind of partially true because it didn't hurt, but it was like this horrible pulling pain. I don't know if my leg was hurting in my sleep or what.
Girl, you're probably having sleep apnea and are about to decease. Like, she's so fucking stupid. Like, just... oh my god, she's so dirty. I want to know what kind of media Amber grew up on. I want to know, like, what she was watching while growing up. Like, what television shows, what movies really played a part. Because you know how we are as kids. We'll watch anything, A, and then B, the things that we really, really, really like, we usually... will wear those out. So I want to know, like, what did she wear out? I want to know what she was watching. I kind of want to know what she was listening to, but she doesn't seem like a music person at all, quite frankly. Yeah, I don't think she's a music person. Like, CD, like, because she's only, you know, we're around the same age group, so it's like she would have grown up with CDs as well, and I definitely had CDs, whether, you know, I borrowed them from friends or, you know, got them on my own, or or back in the times of LimeWire and Napster, if you were there, if you know, you know. They definitely played a part in who I became. So I've seen a lot of, like, television, like, you know, 90s television or whatever, 90s movies and shit. Because I want to know, like, what she bases her personality off of. Because we all know that she adopts the personality of, you know, her partner or whatever. I want to know who she adapted this original personality from. Because I keep trying to place it, and I can't place it. Like, even going back to her comment about being... I use my imagination a lot, you know. That is a trauma response sometimes. I use my imagination a lot. So... when she mentioned the LA thing, and then we had Beck confirm it, that's so, like, Amber is such a shitty person, dude. Just a shit person. Like, again, I take the route of Charlie and the ankle. I don't know how anyone could be in the room with this bitch and not pop off. In her face, turtling her, pulling the battery out of the scooter, shoving vegetables down her throat, raw cauliflower, no sauce. I don't understand who she emulates, because, like, any Nickelodeon show back then, yeah, it was, like, very theatrical, and that's what she is, right? Like, she's theatrical. That's how Amber is. I just can't place her shittiness. Like, what did she see that she was like, ooh, people get what they want when they act like that? Okay. And then why didn't she recognize that that's not necessarily a good thing? Ugh, God, a world with Amber Lynn in the system. Like, what if she was like Britney Spears or something? Poor Britney. Read Britney Spears' book if you haven't yet, and you know, just, it's an easy read. it only took a couple days for me. But some of the situations that she was put in are just so heartbreaking, and it's good to see that she didn't let that break her. It's always good to see a woman getting through that with very limited help out here in these streets of the world. But yeah, like, just Amber's, again, I feel like Amber would be part of the Hollow Weird. Like, I think she would be right in there. Like, she would be like, oh, you're serving human flesh today? Perfect. Let's get down. And yeah, no, she's definitely, ugh. And this is another thing. I'm so fucking tired of Amber telling me what I'm thinking. Literally, you don't know shit. Like, you can't even wipe yourself. So why don't we address that first before we talk about how you believe I'm thinking? You don't know shit. You know, I know you probably, oh my God, she's got to feel like shit, dude. The fact that she said, I can't even believe she said this out loud. She said that she had only probably had 16 fucking ounces of water in the course of months is crazy to me. Is crazy to me. And I've gotten to the point where I try to go for a gallon a day is where I'm at. And I've been doing that for years. Do I always make a gallon? Fuck no. But that's what I go for is a gallon a day. Her, I've left the comment once. I've said it once. I'll say it again. I'll leave a comment again. Her piss has to burn. And her booty hole has to be on fire. And then with the combination of both of those, I wouldn't be surprised if she has frequent urinary tract infections. And I wouldn't be surprised if, given her hygiene, she's experiencing other female like issues we deal with throughout our lives. And she probably brings on like yeast infections and shit like that, which is like, I can't even imagine welcoming that for, I mean, God knows how long. To be completely honest, I feel like she lives in discomfort, or she maybe just doesn't feel her lower half. Like, maybe she doesn't feel anything below her tits. I like, you know, I have my imagination. If you, okay, so we're going to say that she has trouble wiping. Okay, so now your asshole's not clean. She doesn't drink water, so she's not flushing out her system. You know, your piss is supposed to be a very, very pale yellow, you know. Normally, that's what's getting out your toxins and shit. I mean, your shit's working. Your piss is working. If she has a dirty booty hole, that's got to be uncomfortable, right? Like, there's probably rashing, you know. If she only pisses like twice a day, that's crazy. But if she only pisses like, say, twice a day, and in conjunction with the lack of wiping, that's going to bring the UTIs in. And then as for yeast infection, hasn't she said she's been on antibiotics or something before? I mean, well, no, because she doesn't really like going to the doctor. But if she were to go to like the ER or like urgent care, they can prescribe you antibiotics and shit. So, I mean, with the yeast infection, just like general vaginal and anal discomfort, I feel like she lives with, and then like tries to put this, whatever this is, together. It's bad, dude.
And people seem that I do have like valid feelings sometimes. Like, reaction channel community and like the haters, like they never think I'm valid in any way that I feel. And it's just like, bro, how can I always be wrong 100% of the time? That's not a thing. Like, it's just genuinely not. It's just people like, yeah.
One of my abusers, is, I should say, unless he's dead, but I don't know if the universe will grant me that. So one of my abusers, he would often, when we had a disagreement, if I said, you know, this is why I feel this way, because the action that you did, and here's the action that you did. And again, this is why I feel this way, but I don't want to feel this way because I don't think you meant to make me feel this way, but I feel this way. Early, before I recognized that, you know, things were abuse and I was definitely being coercively controlled, because there's anyway, he would say, you know what? you know what, Curly? You're right. You know what? You're right. I'm always wrong. I'm always a fucking bad guy. You know, that typical shit. And at first, much like I have with my previous abusers, I would look at what I was saying, try to reiterate it in a way that I felt that they could understand. And that was still the response. And I'm like, well, I'm not trying to say either one of us is bad or good or in this situation. Like, this is just a situation. I'm trying to get through it. His response would often be, but you're saying that what I did was wrong. And I said, well, no, it made me feel bad. But if you meant to make me feel bad, we have something else to discuss. Like, and of course he didn't say that. He didn't tell me the truth that indeed, yes, he was keeping me around to make me feel bad, because what abuser will do that? You know, you would think that abusers had all these balls and all this, you know, like inner strength for their craft. But in actuality, they're so fucking weak. They're just like they're just straw men that you can just like pluck over. Like, and that's the thing too, to be so audacious that you hurt another person, you traumatize another person, you affect somebody else's life, you affect many people's lives in a negative way, and to just keep pushing forward, like, that's okay. It takes I would think it would take a lot of balls to do that, but then they're just such weak people in the end. Like, when it's all said and done, they are weak people, and then they try to make others feel as weak as they feel. Ugh, I'm a mess.
Yeah. You guys know that I am a to-do list type of girly. I'm a planner type of girly. The planner that I actually hauled for you guys at the beginning of the year, I've been using for like daily scrapbooking.
Bitch, maybe you can plan to lose this belly apron. What the fuck, dude? She's so big. She is big.
I'm a couple weeks behind, I'm sorry, but my actual true daily planner is this planner. It's the Linda Tong planner, which I'm obsessed with it because, let me show you an example. Every single month is a completely different theme, and Linda is the one who literally drew all of this. So,
we're never gonna see this again.
super creative and artistic. I'm obsessed.
A friend of mine said that I should come on here and review some of the curly hair products that I've, you know, had success or not so much with. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. Oh my God, I'm not doing it.
Because sometimes I need to like take a deep breath, because at this bingo hall, I get super dizzy because of all the cigarette smoke. Like, it is so bad. But you guys.
And as somebody who has been in therapy like 3 years now, yeah, consistently as well, at least once a month, if not every other week, if not weekly. And she's full of shit. She's full of shit. There's no, you don't talk, the way that she's talking about her, I don't even want to say healing, the way she's talking about her treatment, it doesn't sound like she's genuinely doing it. It sounds like she's putting on, I need to like figure out what I want to call this, but like she's putting on her Disney persona, and, you know, with her can-do attitude, we can make it happen. Like, it's so unrealistic. It's unreal.
Hello, welcome to a new day.
Oh, God.
This is a thing where it's like, you look different in pictures, you look different in the mirror, you look different in videos, which is real. Sometimes for me, I look better in videos. Sometimes.
I just said real. Why is she listening to me? Yeah, this outfit is all bad. It's just all bad, Amber. It's just all bad. You're messy. You look like shit. You're abusive. Your hair looks like shit. Your face looks like shit. You're shit.
Sometimes it's the mirror. Today it is the mirror. But here's a little outfit.
She literally doesn't move her upper arm. It's so funny.
I'm not currently wearing pants.
Oh, girl.
We're wearing this adorable dress.
Oh, we even got leg in here? Let me slow this down. Ew. Ew. There's no fucking way. She's serious? She's not serious, right? She's not serious. She's not serious, guys, right? just even that stance, like we all know, like in the animal community, like that's like aggression. Like, why is she trying to step to us? Like I'm saying, I feel like I'm so surprised, and Charlie Gold said this too. Like, I'm so surprised that she hasn't gotten her ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just those people that get their asses whooped, but like she hasn't. I don't think she. Somebody needs to whoop her ass. Oh. Ew. This is really sick. See, this is why, like, I don't even want to watch this shit, dude. Look at her. She's like, I'm flashing you my fucking pussy. I hate it. I hate it. How was that okay?
My bow mesh top. So these are a bunch of rhinestones.
Ew.
I'll show you guys up close. They look like this.
Ew.
So I put 6 rhinestones on my face today because why the hell not? So we y'all, I'm telling you, it has been a hectic morning to say the least. Perfume today, Nicki Minaj. I don't even know what it's called, actually. I was startled awake this morning early. The farm happened. Well, there was a fire in my building, which thankfully the fire department, like, got here lickety quick. And
What?
it's out. Everyone's safe. Everything's good. But it wasn't...
Like, who is this person?
As everyone's fixing to go back to sleep on a Sunday morning, it starts going off again. So I don't know why it went off a second time, but we were all outside. I have Wasabi and his little thing, and he's meowing like crazy. Poor little guy, but he's good now. We're all good.
All right, well, now I don't think that any of that happened. I feel like she left Wasabi inside or something, and she saw somebody else's cat.
Everyone's safe. But yeah, I have to go put on some pants because I'm about to go grocery shopping.
If she tries to monetize... Curly, what would the difference be? She monetizes her self-deletion. Do your thing, girl.
Actually, the true energy. So that's why I switched the card, because it was like, no, this is the one.
Yo, this is like me being a spiritual girly. Like, this is... Amber's playing with, like, some bad stuff. From my understanding, at least, I'll say that. Your intention is everything. So if you're not living a good life, if you're not being good to your fellow person, your general energy, your general being, your aura, if you will, is going to read that. Your abusive suit, Amber. Like, that's I'm trying to, like, figure out the words for it, but there's no other fucking words for it. You're a disgusting human. We all know that. You're trying to even let the spiritual realm know that shit. And to be completely frank, you're not in the headspace to be protected from bad energy, is what I'll say. I'll leave it generalized like that. Amber is in no way, shape, or form should be even delving into this, because she's not whole. She hasn't worked on being whole. She doesn't plan on becoming whole. She's just doing this as a gimmick. And for me, that looks disrespectful to me, and that's why I don't fucking like this bitch.
All right, so this first one is the...
But, you know, she's going to get what she's going to get. Like, that's just the way the world works. Yeah, you won $500 at bingo, but at what cost? You know what I mean? It's at the cost of you being able to wipe yourself. Did you enjoy that burger? At what cost? Oh, it gave you diarrhea and you couldn't fully wipe yourself. You know, like, it's just, it's life is so, like, cyclical, and it comes back around to see, did you learn yet? Or are you going to make the same decisions? And Amber always makes the same decisions. That's why we are where we are. 10 years later, it's still the same shit. She's just more of a horrible person, and she's affected more fucking people, which, again, pisses me off too. So this doesn't look good at all. For somebody like myself looking in on this, like, this doesn't look good. Like I said earlier, we all have to make choices, and not making choice is a choice. And Amber doesn't make choices that are conducive to a better life for herself. and with that energy, and then trying to amplify it by using her quote unquote oracle cards. That's you're amplifying whatever your intention, whatever your vibe is, you're essentially amplifying that. So if you're a shitty person, she's amplifying that. And I'm okay with it, but it's just like, how long do we gotta watch this? Like, this is just, why is this allowed again on YouTube?
Transformation and hidden knowledge. These things I start to believe I'm ugly, I'm gross, I'm a narcissist, nobody's gonna love me, my mom should have just supported me. Like, I genuinely start to believe these things. Like, people tell me I'm worthless.
Everything she just said is something that's on her mind.
I shouldn't be alive. Like, just all of these horrific things. Like, the more you hear them, and sometimes you need to hear them once, you start to believe them. And I've been here.
If somebody had substantial abuse to them, I think they would have more than 4 seconds of verse to say about it.
To realize that I'm more than other people's negative, harsh opinions of me, because I know who I am. I know I'm not an awful person. I know that I'm beautiful regardless of the number on the scale, because literally some of the most beautiful people I've ever seen are bigger women. So it's like, why can't I also be a part of that?
And you literally have this naive card sitting right in front of you.
Really is dumb. I'm starting to believe that meth story. Didn't she say she accidentally took some meth as a child? The residual impact of that is still here. I know a lot of people didn't believe that, but if we really pay attention to what we have on screen and how dumb she is, that leftover meth that her family, I think it was her parents, left behind and she got into, bitch, the effects are still here. It's still here. Yeah, it's giving meth baby. It's giving meth baby.